Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Xbox News Tonight, your nightly Xbox news source. And I want to thank you guys all for checking it out. Make sure you guys hit that little bell when you subscribe so that you get the update of when all my content drops, because I drop multiple pieces of content a day, and you don't want to miss any of it because it's all pretty damn good. And I usually do like straight up stories based on things that I find that you might have missed. And there was this one article called "What the Heck Happened to Xbox?" where it basically names off some games that are on the PS4, including HD remakes, and it mentions, the Zelda Breath of the Wild game releasing on the Switch, and they're like, none of these games are on Xbox. It's a problem. What happened to Xbox? Blah, blah, blah. So this is a trend these days, right? You see these articles pop up, and it's like they totally forget that they've had 5 major releases in the last, 6 months. Right, if you can go back to ReCore, Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Dead Rising 4, and then of course Halo Wars 2. And there's been some things in between there as well, some smaller things mixed in. And then obviously we're going to have the Voodoo Vince remaster and the Phantom Dust remaster, along with quite a few games later this year. But it just seems like people forget these things. You know, it's like, where were these articles saying where's Sony's games when Microsoft was dropping those around the holiday? And Sony only had the 10-year in development Last Guardian. I don't know. To me, that's just frustrating and annoying, and one of the problems that Microsoft will have to overcome if they want to really get back into the game as far as Scorpio is concerned and things like that, because I think that that's what they want to do, and hopefully they can. So, moving on to the next story. Gears of War 4, right? We know Cliff Bleszinski, he didn't work on it. He worked on the 3 Gears games, and so this was the first one that Cliffy B didn't work on, which was Gears 4, and he finally really kind of expressed his feelings about the game. He says what the Coalition did was give the people what they want, referencing the recent Star Wars The Force Awakens. Bleszinski continued, "I've watched episode 7 5 times. I still get misty-eyed and get all excited, but when I think objectively about it, I'm like, there wasn't a lot of risk there, so I'm hoping they take a little more risk in the future." The original concept for Gears of War 4 was initially in the works before Epic sold the franchise to Microsoft, but Bleszinski didn't necessarily feel the Gears should be tied down to the third-person genre it had followed to this day. Definitely, when we got the team together and talked about the future of Gears of War, I think there's multiple ways that you can tell a story, multiple gameplay genres. I think it's a really big IP, and it's an IP that could exist in a linear form in books. We've seen that in different gaming genres. So, I would agree with that. I would say that the first Gears out, just like with Halo 4, I think you had to be basic about it before you can take any risks. You have to prove that you can do that particular game, and then you can go and take some risks. And I think that that's what the Coalition did. I think it was a little bit risky going with different characters, but overall, I wouldn't disagree with what Cliffy B says there. Next up, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 got a 2.1 gigabyte update on Xbox One, which fixes various bugs and tweaks and a lot of other gameplay mechanical issues. So if you're one of those people that actually plays Black Ops 3, congrats for being able to put up with that nonsense. But yeah, you get a new update and things like that. If you have your Xbox set to automatically update, you'll definitely get those as well automatically. Mine just update kind of randomly in the middle of the night or whatever. Next up, For Honor. Several thousand players got temporary bans as For Honor battle experience farming exploit. Apparently in this game, which I've played the beta and stuff, but have no interest in actually buying this game, instead of actually doing what they're supposed to, just getting exploits to gain different things within the game, which is, kind of nonsense. If you're going to play a game, play honorably. For Honor, get it? Honorably? Anyway, moving on. Mass Effect Andromeda features more than 25 playable multiplayer characters at launch, and in case you didn't know, it's up for EA Access trial right now. You can play 10 hours on EA Access. I've covered this before, but you can actually download it right now and start playing. Although it is limited with the single player, you can play as much of the multiplayer as you want within your 10-hour limit, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you guys are going to try that out and let me know what you think. And also, we have some interesting news that's kind of cool. Capcom is releasing this retro collection of games for $19.99, and this collection is pretty cool actually. It's on Xbox One. It's going to release April 18th. 6 remastered games, including the remastered job that will bring restored 1080p visuals, include more modes for certain games, and including boss rush and time attack modes, kind of like they did in Duke Nukem 3D Remastered by Gearbox. Capcom will also include the ability to rewind the game, so you don't have to start the games all over again like in the good old days or bad old days. Including in the collection is DuckTales, DuckTales 2, Darkwing Duck, yes, Tailspin, and both Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers games. Awesome news. So let me know what you guys think. Please sound off in the comment section, rate, all that good stuff. It helps out the channel. Rack 'em up. Good night. Crapgamer out.